Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to the internationally known episode. What is it? 110, Geeky?
109?
109 of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther the Third, and now introducing from the top of Metal Mountain all the way down to all 50 states and the globe. It's that happy heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Joe? What's going on?
Not too much, Geeky. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday.
Geek. I'm gonna kick your ass next time.
I gotta ask you a question, Joe.
What?
You feel a little greedy?
Oh, well, you're the heel of the podcast.
Do you feel rich with greed right now?
Oh, sometime. Change count. Because everybody, let's give a warm and greedy welcome to Denmark's richest wrestler, Pete Phoenix.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How's it going?
Good, welcome.
Doing good. Just one little tiny thing that's not going so good is that the fact that you forgot my nickname.
Oh man,
Joe, man, you forgot it, man.
It's so, like, announcers, interviewers, what do you want to call them? It's the same nowadays. It's Mr. Universe.
Mr. Universe.
Mr. Universe.
Phoenix,
Joe.
Thank you.
It's okay. It's okay, Pete.
All forgiven. All put aside.
Mr. Universe.
I'm the Howard Finkel of the show. Sometimes Howard Finkel forgets he had a little beer before the show. He may forget. May smoked a little J before the show. He may have forgotten.
All forgiven. All forgiven.
I learned from the Fink. That's why I have the cool mic.
It's okay.
That's also a birthday present from my parents. I had to have the cool podcast mic, right?
Joe's so used to botching everyone's names.
So it's like Botchamania in Joe's world.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Joe, Alphabet, the man, the myth, the legend, the creator of our logo. Actually, that's
the
Joe
logo.
Alphabet. If you ever need any art done, the boy is a master. He's a master.
Well, could use some art. It's never bad,
Yeah, if you're on Instagram, look on our posts. We tag him a lot. He's a good guy. He's from Canada. He's a good artist. So, Pete, who trained you?
Wait, Joe, you're forgetting the most important question. If the fans are not
introduced or not familiar with you, introduce yourself.
I'm getting to like this Metal Geek dude. He sounds, there's something about him that's just nice, heelish. Well, what's more to say than Denmark's most talented, youngest but richest wrestler? If not Denmark, actually all over Scandinavia, to be honest. Son of a rich businessman, all going good, all nice. I don't know what more to say. Just the most talented and the young upcoming star of Denmark, Scandinavian wrestling scene.
Awesome. So, who trained you?
Well, there's been a lot of people who I've had the pleasure and honor of training with. I myself was trained by Copenhagen Hangman, who was the founder and recently the owner of Copenhagen Championship Wrestling, CCW, where I was brought up and where I started getting trained and wrestled, and where I still wrestle to this day, of course. Other than that, there's been Danish pro wrestling led by Chaos, who is well-known all over Europe. He's been traveling a lot all over Europe wrestling. He's like the godfather of Danish pro wrestling. A lot of respect from him, trained with him a lot of times. And he had this camp called Fake or Break, where young wrestlers like myself would go to, and he would get in wrestlers from the UK, from US, and we'll be there for a week, sleeping there, eating there, training there, and just learning our craft. And it was really, really cool and really, really awesome opportunity to have. And on those camps, we had Nathan Cruz, if that rings a bell. We've had AJ Screwface, who's been a little bit in NXT UK, I think, and Zach Gibson was one of the years as well. You're familiar with Zach Gibson, I guess, from NXT. Really. Oh, you should be. Man, it's a genius. Well, you should really look up those guys. So a lot of WWE UK stars we have been pulling over for their knowledge and their awesome training, and it's been really learnful. It's been on those camps that I really learned my craft of pro wrestling, to be honest. So it's been really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think those are the most important names.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So how did you come up with this gimmick? The rich guy
Gimmick.
gimmick.
What's a gimmick?
You're about to get docked pay, man. What are you doing?
What's a gimmick?
So I'm gonna geek has to fumble his words right there because you just got hit in the you just got you're gonna turn. He's gonna make you into Virgil, man. Relax. He's gonna toss you the maid. He's gonna make you sensational Sherry with that little skirt, man. I don't know, man. Turn you into the lower half of the. They're gonna make you. He'd make you do his clean his socks, man. So, what is the most expensive thing you ever bought?
Oh, the most expensive thing? Well, recently or just of all time?
Mm-hmm. Oh, just
I'll say recently. I'll tell you recently. But recently, for this nice Friday night, it was a good good bottle of champagne. You know, it was about, how much did I pay for it? I don't remember the numbers, to be honest. I think it was around 10 to 12,000 Danish crowns. I don't know what that would be in US, but
sounds like a lot.
It is a lot for, I mean, well, not for me, but like for the common folk, you would say it's a lot for champagne. But yeah, it's not something you really think about, to be honest.
Yeah, me and Joe, that would take a lifetime right there for us.
We'd be like, okay, that's you can have. Is this enough, sir?
Not sure that would be enough, sir. No.
Yeah, they'd be like, put the damn bottle back, geek. We're not celebrating anything. He could buy and sell Twitch if he wanted to right now. I just bought Twitch.
It'd be a good market, though. It'd be really good market.
I think Pete Phoenix probably has more money than Tony Khan. He could probably.
He could buy our podcast and sell it.
Sure.
It's like Tony who, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He'll buy dudes at ringside and then get new hosts.
Oh, Pete, I'll just take it over. There we go.
Just take it over.
I actually have a talk show myself, and just in Danish. It's called, me and my tag team partner, we are called The Absolute Best. And it's the monopole where people and fans, they ask questions, they mail us, they text us, and they ask questions about wrestling that two professional wrestlers then answer.
Actually, before you came on the air, like we were talking, like Pete said, he's like, he'll be the new co-host if Joe doesn't show up.
Exactly.
I was watching. It was Halloween season, so me and my dad actually were watching. Daddy Panther was actually Joe Panther the second. We're watching it. So the original, not the reboot. So what would you say would be like your favorite like horror movie of all time?
Oh, my favorite horror movie? I think they're more like splatter, but I think the Saw series is good. I think the Saw series is really good. I like that. I'm not that much into horror movies in general when it comes to like the and run away. You know, it's not my thing. If it is, it's got to be more of the splatter.
I actually enjoy the creepy horror movies like Insidious and what's another good one? Sixth Sense is another one. Not like so much the blood ones, but the blood ones are good too. But the creepy ones always get me. So.
Yeah.
What would you say? You said Saw? No, Pete.
I'll say Saw, because I'm not that much into horror movies when it comes to it. This movie more, it'll be Saw.
Yeah.
I'm a more fantasy guy.
I'm sorry. I like it because it's funny, as a kid, as a kid, your parents were like, you really shouldn't watch this movie because you're gonna be too scared. So I never really saw it because I was born in 1983, because that one came out like 1989, I think I want to say. So I got a chance to watch it on WB, like the Jasons and the Freddys and the movies like that. Those are like my 80s, 90s horror movies. Night of the Living Dead, all the originals, the black and white ones. Those are the ones that I was like, maybe I should start watching these movies. That was the ones that got me into the Creep Show. The movie Creep Show. That was another one that really was like, that is good shit.
Dawn of the Dead's another good one.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead.
Definitely.
So far in your career, who has been like your toughest opponent? You say.
My toughest opponent, so far probably will have been Chaos, the godfather of Danish pro wrestling. He's the one who started it all. He's a tough motherfucker. He don't give a shit. He don't give a shit. I don't know if we can swear on this.
You
Oh,
can swear,
Oh,
Joe.
yeah.
oh,
Show
we
us
good. Oh,
sponsors.
fuck yeah. No, but he's a tough motherfucker for real, and he don't care. He's gonna beat you up. So
You
it's
should
probably
tell him about us. We definitely love to get the godfather of Danish
Danish
wrestling on our podcast.
definitely.
Does he have any social medias like Instagram or anything? How
Oh
is
yeah,
that?
yeah, he has both Facebook, Instagram. I think he has Instagram. I'm not sure. He doesn't. He's not much on Twitter. If I do believe he has an Instagram. Otherwise, I'll hook you up with his Facebook for sure.
Mhm.
Cool.
What was your first match? What was your first match like in front of a crowd?
Oh, my first match. Well, it was actually great. I mean, for me, because I won, but it didn't seem like the fans appreciated that very much. I was against one of our local guys called Sebastian Day, and this is like, when is this? This is 6 years ago. So I've almost been 7 years training at this point. Almost 7 years at this point. So around 6 years ago, I was against Sebastian Day in a one-on-one singles match, and got over super kick, universal super kick. To be honest, it's what I call it now. The universal super kick, and then it's over. It was a great. It wasn't. You hear a lot like, "Oh, it's tough. It's this and that." But the thing is, I was prepared very well before my first match. I also went on the fake or break camps where they literally beat you up and they teach you this and they get this into you. So I was prepared very well for it. So I'll say it was a lot of fun. It was tough though, but it was a lot of fun. Say mostly fun.
If you could buy any company in the world, what company would you buy?
Oh, what would I buy? That is a good question. I think I'll go with Microsoft.
I mean, you're rich. You're rich.
Yeah,
you can afford
yeah.
it. So
there is limits for how much money to put into something. Not because we can, but it's like a business thing. But I think I would love to one day own Microsoft for sure.
Microsoft, definitely. Yeah.
Seems like a safe bet.
Yeah.
I buy it, flood it out, and make the Xbox users freak out because I accidentally put the error message
you go.
across the screen.
There you go.
Freak them all out. No, just they turn on their Xbox. It just says it goes like the when you're loading up the PlayStation, it goes. It shows the PlayStation logo and the weird logos. I do that to all the Xbox upload. Get rid of the Xbox startup screen when you put the Xbox on, and then stick the PlayStation startup screen video on there just to fuck with them all. Be like, oh my god, my Xbox has got a virus. Then you put X in the form of that Xbox sucks.
But there really is so many fun things you can do when you're in control. Basically when you have money, but that's another. Yeah.
One day we'll get there, right, Joe?
You're gonna see he's gonna donate $1,000, and then it's gonna pop on the screen, and then you're gonna donate $1,000 to the dudes at ringside, and then
you think I'm gonna donate? Yeah. Let's keep that thought open, shall we?
Yeah. He's gonna donate 1,000, and then he's gonna go. Just kidding! Across the screen, it's gonna get. It's gonna come back. What the hell?
No, it was gonna turn out to. Do you really think I was going to donate to this podcast?
Yeah, basically just about. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be rude. I wouldn't want to be rude, but I can hear I have a fellow man. I could always say countryman, if not a heel man, here by my side. So yeah.
It's funny you said your finishing move is the super kick. In every SmackDown
Universal
I've ever created, Kid Crazy, the Puerto Rican sensation, the small town centralized thug town, my finishing move was the heat stroke, the super kick. And so that would be an oh my god, geek. Has anybody ever created you in any of the WWE games? Please tell me.
Definitely has happened in newer times, yeah. And also there is a game on Steam. I think I do not remember what it's called 100%, but it's like a simulating wrestling game where they just created the CCW roster now. A Danish dude who's doing the graphics reached out to me to hear about, oh, can I use this and that, and hear about my moves. It's more like an arcade based, like old school wrestling game on Steam. I'll figure out what it's called later, but it was really cool to be reached out and shown like pictures and moves and small animations. Really cool, really cool. So it has happened, yeah. And also, I'm in the Indie Wrestler mobile game as well.
I was gonna
Um,
say, if anybody hasn't created you yet, and they have, please let me know, because my guy's more like a thug from the streets, and Pete, the heat stroke versus you. Oh God, Pete Phoenix,
please do,
Kid
please
Crazy
still
versus
do.
Pete Phoenix, the street, the hood versus the rich guy. The winner
Versus
gets
Mr. Universe, you know.
Mr.
There
Universe
you
versus
go.
the Puerto Rican sensation.
The rich guy.
The rich guy versus the poor guy.
Sounds
That
like
has to happen. Kid Crazy versus Pete
I
Phoenix.
mean, some people would probably say controversy. I just call it life. There you go.
Pete Crazy, the Puerto Rican sensation versus Pete Phoenix, Mr. Universe. Oh God, I could see it now. Geek, you turn heel on me. You like cost me the match. It's gonna
Please
happen.
make that. Please make that
I
happen.
gotta make that.
Put it
I
on
don't know
YouTube.
how to videotape it, but I'll videotape it somehow.
Put it on YouTube.
Oh
on YouTube,
God.
Yeah, that's what we gotta start doing. We gotta start doing dudes at ringside
I keep
games.
telling him, like, should we really go put our stuff on YouTube? Because I get scared.
You're already
putting
on
things
Facebook. You're already on Twitch. The best thing if you want to get eyes upon you guys. Hopefully, I'm here to do that as well. But get out there. It's the same with wrestlers. That's the exact reason why I'm here right now. Do you want to get eyes on you?
Yeah.
Get out there.
That's what I tell them all the time. Every platform we have to be on.
Definitely.
Doesn't matter if people are listening or not. We're on a platform.
I was not a fan of Twitter. I was not a big fan of Twitter until a couple of years ago when my sometimes rival, sometimes good friend Luke King Sharp, when he convinced me that, dude, you need to get Twitter because that's where it's going on when it comes to the wrestling world. And in Twitter up here in Scandinavia and in Denmark, it's not really a big thing. It hasn't really hit off, to be honest. But it is there to also reach out to most of our podcasts. I've been on there where I reach out to you guys as well. So, I got on there. You better get on that YouTube, especially with this, what you're doing.
I found you through Twitter. That's how I found you. So
there you go.
That's how. And I started.
See how effective it already was, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And then I told Joe, I'm like, it's like try to add him on Instagram. So I'm like, all right. So
find him on the gram. That's what I say.
Find him on the gram.
That's it. So, but Twitter is the way to go. And I even told Joe, I'm like, dude, Twitter's like blowing up right now. There's just so many people on Twitter and people commenting and people adding everybody. So I'm like, this is even better than YouTube.
Exactly.
Twitter, I mean, YouTube has, I don't know if it's us or you have to be in there in the beginning, but YouTube's been downfall right now.
The downfall?
Downfall. It's taking a really downfall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that, to be honest.
It's so hard to get views on YouTube. Like, I think maybe our videos, we get a lot of views because, like, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing. I do a show about Ghostbusters, and I have trouble getting views. I'm like, what the hell?
That is true. Like, we had, we do most of our marketing for Copenhagen Championship Wrestling on Facebook, but we also have a YouTube, and it's gotten our regular matches with like local folk. It's been like 200-300 views around that. But like as soon as you put out a name quality, they're like, we had Sebastian Day, the former CCW champion, against Angelico from AEW. They go from AEW, and that instantly like went over 1,000. Like boom, that match. So it's really also about name value, and I think it's about the tax and getting out there. I'm experiencing a lot with it. So experimenting a lot with it right now. So what's working also for my own matches. So where you can find me as well on YouTube, Mr. Universe Pete Phoenix. There you go.
Yeah.
Watching my stuff.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying like Twitter and Facebook is probably like the way to go right now.
And it's funny. Like before, Geek and I would just get like people from college, people he worked with, people I work with, people I worked with in the past. And now that we have a podcast, I started adding wrestlers, and the people all wrestlers. They're all like, the girls are like, It's like wrestler, add. Okay, I gotta add her. She's cute. Add. Oh, another cutie.
And
And then
the
it's like
cool. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
they don't message me. They just like accept. And then I go, thank you for the accept. Now I'm so sorry to do this to you. Invite. Oh, so sorry. I don't want to be a dick. And like I just used them for a friend request to get into the fucking page.
Sometimes you got to do it, man. Sometimes you got to do it.
I've never seen them in the chat ever. Need any? We have one wrestler. What did he say to us? And then
no, we have a couple. We have a couple of wrestlers actually.
There's one. I don't know if you ever heard of Oh my gosh, Riley Measures. Have you ever heard of him?
It doesn't ring a bell.
He's from England. He's a good wrestler. I'm tying in my question with that, Geek. Have you ever thought of going to like England or another country to wrestle?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I wrestled. Well, so let me lay the map for you guys. We have Denmark, which is a pretty small country, right? But we have free promotion there. We have Danish Pro Wrestling, which was the originated. Then we got Body Slam Pro Wrestling. They are on a couple of streaming sites. Then we got Copenhagen Championship Wrestling, which is my home promotion that I was in there, created as well, with my mentor, with my trainer Hangman, and other guys. And then I started wrestling CSW. Then I wrestled Danish Pro Wrestling, DPW. And then I started a couple years ago wrestling Body Slam as well. Right after the pandemic here this year. And then a year before that, I had appearance at their shows as well. Other than that, I wrestled in Malmö. I wrestled in Sweden, in Malmö, for Svensk, like Swedish Wrestling South. And who more? I've been to Stockholm for Freedom Pro Wrestling in Stockholm, also Swedish wrestling there. And then I actually got the offer that me and my tag team partner would go to, I think it was Liverpool, if I'm not wrong, to go to Liverpool to wrestle for a company called Wrestle Island.
I heard them.
With Dan Evans, who we just had appearance of, who's coming to our next couple of shows. We have a show next month, and we have hopefully a show planned for start of the new year as well. So I have bookings here and there. I just recently got injured, so I'm almost out of my what do you call rehab period now for my injury. So yeah, I popped my shoulder, sadly. So yeah, that was a nasty experience.
Yeah, I have a bad shoulder from swimming. When I do Special Olympics. I used to do a butterflyer in Special Olympics, and I know that's a wrestling injury, but being a swimmer, after I win a race, it had this one girl came up to me, and I was sitting there on a chair, and I was like icing my shoulder, and the girl just put her hands on my shoulder. I could feel it felt like someone took a knife and just stabbed me in the shoulder blade. I felt like Jason Big Butcher knife. I was like, if you know the movie The Crow, when the girl touches him, and he's like, "Don't touch me!" I was like, "Don't touch me!" Tears coming out of my eye. I'm like, "Don't touch me!"
Well, what happened? What happened to me was I was in the corner and sitting down in the corner, and a huge guy comes rolling into me with a cannonball, and just for some reason I turn a little, or he's a little. I think he was good. I think it was just and then the impact on my shoulder, and it popped the little bone up here on top, like, but it popped it. I don't know what happened, because I got up, like right after that, I got up, I ate an RKO, and I don't know if that popped it back in, or if it was my own, like, popping it instantly, because when I came out, I'm like, okay, just put it back, and they're like, "Oh, you get to the hospital, and they scan me, it's like, oh, it's already back." It's like how? It's like, oh, we don't know, you must have popped it in somehow, but it popped out again, at least. So 3 months out is luckily it's not that much, and I have appearances promo wise, talking, being on show still, so that's nice. It's nice to be able to be part of it. People want you.
All that adrenaline, man. You're like,
you don't feel that was the only real thing I felt during a match ever. Like literally, like it hurt like hell. But then I was like, like 5-10 second after, I was like, okay, it still hurts, but like, I still got up for the RKO, So it was not like a bye after that.
Yeah, at least you got up with the RKO. You weren't flat on your face on the ground. They're like, "We gotta stop the match. This guy's out. He's like drunk."
Nah, man. I just ended up getting pinned, and then that was it. Sadly.
Yeah. I can only imagine what the adrenaline feels like, man. When people are cheering you, booing you, whatever it is, I can only imagine what it feels like, you know.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Like that's having. Well, it's not always great what they're saying, but it's a great feeling coming out in front of 400 or 500 people and they just go nuts. Sometimes not always good. Sometimes it is good. And that's when it's surprising, but it's nice with surprises sometimes, right? So, but it's an amazing feeling to go out there and to perform and to wrestle. You know,
Uh-huh.
it's
Because
awesome.
I hear about it all on a lot of people's interviews. It's the best feeling in the world, and
Oh, it is like it really is, and I can just imagine like how it is to be in front of like a million people compared to like at least a few 100,000 compared to five,
exactly.
6, 700 I've done, which is the maximum at this point.
I was at the AEW show in Arthur Ashe in front of 20,000 people,
There
and
you
I'm
go.
like, and I was like, I can only imagine what it is to be in that ring for people cheering your name.
Just tell him the truth. You were freaking out. You were going, what did my mom say?
But
It's like soup. It's like soup in there. Like
I still went. I still went though.
yeah. But
I
if
still
comparing
went.
apples to oranges, Pete, it was like he went to Arthur Ashe and me and Geek went to two shows in
So
one
one day.
day. We went to a show that was outdoors in this
Yeah,
back of a church, which we
that's
didn't
cool.
even originally have tickets for, Pete. And then we got tickets that we actually had tickets for. There's a show called one show was the New York Wrestling Connection in Long Island, New York. The
Mhm.
second show was on Long Island also. It was called VPW. This is my tie-in question. Which one do you prefer, outdoor shows or indoor shows?
I've done a couple of both camps and summer camps and other stuff as well. Outdoor shows as well. We've done for like promotional values to show off what it is for big events. We have a thing called Distortion in Denmark, which is like a big open street party basically, and we had one there. But I'll say indoor venues. It's nice. It's comfy. It's warm. You don't get affected by the bad weather in Denmark. It's very switchy. We
Mhm.
have all 3 seasons like on point. We
Mhm.
get snow, we get sunny days, like very very hot days as well.
Mhm.
For a couple of months during the year. So I prefer indoors.
All right.
Yeah. It was about 100. Was it 100 degrees that day,
It
Geek?
might have been. It felt like 107,
I
but
think I had to tell Geek to go back, and we both had to get water. I think we bought like 3 or 4 bottles of water that day. Wasn't
Imagine wrestling in that.
oh jeez,
Like
that's what I tell.
Jesus. I've
I
done
tell.
it. I've done it. It's not nice. Like you overheat so fast, you burn out so fast.
I've told the wrestlers that were wrestling it. He's like, dude, I feel so bad for you. You're wrestling in the heat, and he's like, you know what they tell me? I'm used to it. don't even feel
That
bad.
is that is that is true. There is a mentality of oh, you done worse in wrestling.
So it's like, yeah, don't feel bad for me. I'm used to it already. So I've done it a million times. I'm like, okay. So
Yeah.
but here's my question. If you could form a stable with anybody, who would you form a stable with?
Oh, it's hard to say like old times. Oh, if you go like 10, 20 years back to wrestlers who were there, some of them still to this day. But like if you go back, I would say
Anybody?
like I would say like Triple H.
Mm.
Definitely do with Triple H and Undertaker in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
With the Shawn matches. I would say the Mania matches with Shawn. Like right up to that point is when I. That's actually some of my favorite match. The first, I think, I always call it the Blue Show. Is my favorite match. Is Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I think it's 25, if I'm not
20,
wrong.
25. It's 25.
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
exactly,
It's
exactly.
25.
So definitely, like but then you can start putting Shawn in there. You can put Randy. You can put Jericho. You can put Edge. There's a lot of good wrestlers all of a sudden. I'll pick Triple H, Randy as well, but I'll say Triple H, Undertaker. If those two newer times,
Oh,
Adam Cole, baby,
Adam
Mm.
Cole. Yeah.
without a doubt, without a doubt.
I
And
always
Sammy Guevara, like
so,
definitely Sammy Guevara. He is really talented. I have a lot of respect for Sammy Guevara. So
yeah, and
yeah.
I see you forming a stable with the $1 Million Man and MJF for some
Oh,
reason. Oh,
definitely,
Bring
definitely.
back
I
Samoa,
don't
overtime
know. I
Samoa
don't know.
Bucks.
You saw how it happened with MGF and Jericho. I'm not sure if that much charisma would go well together, to be honest.
So you wouldn't trust MJF, right?
I'm not sure I would, man. I know the type. Some would say I am the type, but I'll say I know the type very well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh God, it'd be like DiBiase tries to form the million. What would they call the $1 million? Whatever they're called, the IRS $1 million.
There you go. You got the Young Bucks. Will be the $1 million. There we go.
Oh, yeah, the $1 million. There you go.
$1 million.
He tries to form his old team with you and MJF, and then you guys start shoving each other. And DiBiase's like, "Boy, stop fighting."
Tony Khan, if you're listening, man, he's like the $1 million right here.
There you go.
P Phoenix
throwing it out.
Young Bucks, right?
Give me that contract,
One
man.
day you're gonna say that, he's just gonna appear on Twitter. Why do you keep saying my name? And then he gets like, "Did you hear?"
I'm just gonna start to tag MGF. I'm just gonna start to tag MGF in everything.
My face is gonna drop and be like,
Geek would have a nervous breakdown.
He knows about our podcast.
I mean, it's just a fellow wrestler, you know.
No, I mean Tony.
Oh, Tony, definitely.
If Tony ever said that,
business gotta get done, then that's for sure.
If he even mentioned our name,
he could have a meltdown. He would just have a meltdown, like he would just lose his ever-loving mind. It'd be over. He would never find Geek again. He would disappear into the woods and die.
But just to follow up on, I think it was Joe's question, like way back, like I would love to go wrestle more places, and the US would also be a place that I have in mind of going for a trip there for a couple of months, you know, traveling the country, seeing stuff, talking to people, talking to different promotions, you know. So definitely want to travel more, want to wrestle more. So yeah.
You know, it would be cool if Copenhagen Championship Wrestling actually did a show at WrestleMania weekend.
That would be awesome. That would be amazing.
You guys
get to Texas, if me and Geek do that trip, let us know. We'll come and cheer you guys on. Definitely.
You'll be ringside by me then. I'll put my blessings over you. There we go.
Oh God, cool. We got to definitely drop you a sticker because we have our own stickers. I don't have the sticker by my desk. Geek probably has it.
Yeah.
You can, if you want to drop your address in the chat when we're done with the game.
Yeah. So, good idea. Yeah.
I'll remember to send it over.
Please do.
I sent actually one out to, the mail doesn't go anywhere until Monday in America where I am. So
that's the same here. It's closed. It's all closed today.
So I sent one out today. I don't know why I did it. I sent it to a wrestler named Riley Rocket. It's from Tennessee. I sent her a sticker. So, yep.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. It's on its way, Riley. Wait, here we go. Before our mod's head explode, do you have any pets?
Do I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sadly, not. I am a big fan of pets, though. But I do want to get a dog. Very soon. Probably like a golden retriever. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you collect anything, Pete?
Well, not specifically. No. I do enjoy video games, but I'm not a big collector of anything specific, I would say.
Uh-huh.
I collect. I'm gonna go Joe's. I was about to say Egon Spangler's line from Ghostbusters. I collect spores, molds, and fungus. No, I don't. I collect Ghostbusters stuff. Like I have a Ghostbusters remote control car that makes the sound. I have the pop of Egon that I should never took it out of the box. I'm that kind of a Ghostbuster fan. I had to touch and stare at him and go, Egon, you're the man. And I'm crying walking down the street, and I had him in my hand, put it in my pocket, and I was like, yeah. I have Mike from Stranger Things pop when he was a Ghostbuster, Slimer. I have a proton pack, a flight suit, goggles my dad made for me. The one-of-a-kind Zack Ryder New York Comic Con.
Oh, I have Paige.
I have Paige. Oh, you have the Paige one.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny when you said Paige. I was like, I don't want to break kayfabe. I know a person named Paige, but then I'm like, oh yeah, don't do that, Joe.
Don't break kayfabe, Joe, man.
She's gonna get mad at me. Shorty, you're my friend. I don't want to get you to get mad at me. Okay, if you ever thought about going to England to wrestle, Pete, there's a promotion. There's a few promotions you really have to hit up. There's one called Coventry Pro Wrestling. It's in England. It's in a small town called Coventry. There's WAW, which they have a
Mhm.
Twitch channel. If you ever get a chance doing their live, you should definitely watch their shows.
Yeah.
And then UK Wrestling, and then Geek knows the rest of them.
There's Fight Factory too.
What's it called?
Fight Factory.
Fight Factory. I heard of that one as well. Heard
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Have you heard of
There's,
Fighting Pro?
Fighting Pro. I don't know if we're familiar with it.
No,
Never
but
heard
this
of
Zach Gibson is one of that, and what's his tag team partner called?
I know. I know what you're talking about.
They're in NXT. They're in NXT, the US right now.
They're really good. They're both.
They're really done. Like I said, I had a weekend training with Zach and AJ Screwface, another wrestler, and like actually Zach Gibson does the Helter Skelter. It's like a suplex when he turns them in the air down, kind of like the Final Cut Goldust used to do.
Yeah.
And I actually did a variation of that where I would lift people around this height and then snap them down to damage the neck. And he was like, "Mother effer, you stole my move," when I did it in front of him at a training match at one of the camps. I was like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry, sir." And it's like, "Nah, like keep doing it. I used to do it like that as well." Boom, boom, boom. Very supportive, very cool guy.
What's your opinion on NXT UK right now that they're trying to merge it with NXT?
Yeah, I mean, I heard that it's kind of gone, sadly.
Yeah.
If I heard right, that they're closing the project down, which I think is a shame because you can pull in. You saw how many good like German, wrestlers, for example, and not into particularly any Scandinavian wrestlers they put in there. But I know my good friend Carlos Zamora went there for a tryout as well in UK. So like they had their eyes and opportunities on a lot of good wrestlers up here in the north and in Europe.
Yeah.
So I think it's a shame that it's that it's been closed now. What I think is cool though is that they are merging in some of the established talent from the UK scene, from NXT UK into the NXT. I hope they use more of those guys, also in the main roster soon, because they got a lot of young people there who are hungry. And to me, it's a waste not to use.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I still think.
Please.
Sorry.
Done.
All right. No, but I still think it's a shame because you have guys that don't want to go technically live in the U.S. and that's another way that WWE could get them say, okay, we'll have our promotion NXT UK, but now that you're not going to have NXT UK, it's like these guys are just going to go back to saying, all right, I'm going to go back to the Indies. That's it.
Well, they might go back to XWX in Germany. They might go back to CW, for example, if there was any. Like yeah. But I'm pretty sure they'll still be wrestling all over Europe, if not, and then traveling more far.
Yeah.
If not, I do see the dilemma of if they don't want to leave UK, Europe area. That would be the only downside of it. Of course, besides the fact that they're closing. But yeah.
I don't see Walter leaving though. I really don't see Walter leaving.
No, maybe he made a name for himself there now. If I was him, I would capitalize on that as much as I could, soon.
I just think he likes the UK too much. That's why I
get that. I get that.
I don't think he's leaving. I don't think Walter's leaving.
He is German, so it's right next to home.
I don't get why there's a female wrestler that's in a promotion called Chase over there in England. She debuted in NXT UK. Lizzie.
Catch. Yeah, Lizzie. It's Catch.
She's in Catch. She's their women's champion. Why the hell did they have her go to NXT UK if UK is?
Well, decisions gets makes like that. So it's like you run with the project until decided not to. So I guess I know as well. Screwface, Ahmed Screwface is called. He was also in UK, NXT UK. I was there for 3 or 4 shows, and then they decided to stop using him that much as well. So they bring in all the time. They keep it going until they're told not to. I guess that'll be the logical for that. Because I mean, let's be honest. Nobody like plans on closing anything they start up, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
Geek was telling me that. I was like, "Oh, Lizzie debuted," and then you guys keep saying it. I'm thinking.
That's the way I'd say it happened. I said that's the way it looks like because you see.
Yeah, I get worried because there's a lot of wrestlers that I know, like UP my buddy Shorty from the UK, from us, from CPW, Kiara, all the female wrestlers and the male wrestlers I know that are from different countries, like you got you and all the people from all the wrestlers like Inked, that could be picked up by NXT UK. But what are they waiting for? There's so many
That's
talent out there, Pete, that they don't like. They see a certain group and they're like, "Oh, I like him. Don't worry about no." Don't worry. It's like they have blinders on these days with wrestling. I don't get it.
They do. They yeah, I don't get it as well, to be honest. And then exactly what you're saying is also the purpose of NXT UK, right? It wasn't just to start another show in like near Europe or anything. Like, no, it was to scout talent in this area as well. And they have a big developmental in the NXT UK as well, you know? So it's, yeah, it's a shame that it's closing, to be honest. Because it was like for me, the dream was always to go to WWE when I was growing up. Nowadays, AEW looks a little bit more like more open and free and tempting, to be honest, with everything you hear going on with wrestlers switching back and forth, right? But now that NXT UK were there, it was like, oh, it's an open door. It's an hour flight away. It's 1 hour. Like now, I don't need to travel to the US to be able to get my foot in the door in the future. You know, if it ever happened, the opportunity. But now it might be gone. It's a shame, honestly, for all the wrestlers up here. Definitely.
I think when they started, but when NXT UK started, it was okay. We're gonna have our wrestlers, right? Like they had Pete Dunne, they had, so
yeah, Walter, they had Gibson, they had
yeah, and then they say, okay, you guys could do your own promotions, but when we need you, it's like we're gonna take plop you from your shows.
Yeah, you're gonna main priority here. Yeah,
that's what I meant. But ever since that, after like a couple months after NXT UK started, some guys, I think I heard somewhere they were trying to do a podcast. WWE said no, you can't do it without our permission.
That's also right with wrestlers streaming on Twitch nowadays. It's a big controversial. Was it Selena Vega and also Paige were told to close down there? I think Xavier Woods was as well at some point. Told to close down all their gaming and Twitch and YouTube, right? Because it was like a third-party content. You can't do that now with their regulations or whatever it is. To be honest, I think it's stupid.
It is.
I think it's ridiculous.
It's really stupid.
Not only that, I don't know if you saw it. It was kind of released how much these wrestlers were actually making. They were almost making $500,000
on their streaming,
on their streaming. So
that's a good side pay from wrestling, like
$500,000
a good side pay. Yeah, exactly. That's great, and it's like you're just taking food out of people's mouths that way,
Especially
like, the one thing I don't like about they're getting paid so much, like, not to knock Paige, but what we really want to have her and possibly her mom on our podcast.
I was actually supposed to be trained by her mom at a camp once, but she sadly never showed up. Canceled last minute. So
I actually unfollowed Paige on Twitch because she doesn't let the followers talk to her. You have to be a subscriber to talk to her. And also Lita too.
Oh, Lita has a Twitch.
Talk to her.
Oh, Lita has a Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
And so does Francine from the ECW.
Okay.
I haven't seen her come on in a while. I don't think she does it that much anymore. But she'll come on. You don't have to be a subscriber to get on her thing. You can just go on and talk to her. She says hi, and she'll answer questions, stuff like that.
Yeah, but it sucks that you got to be a subscriber to do that.
I was like, I kind of felt, and also another one, the promotion I told you about, WAW.
Yeah, the ones on Twitch, yeah.
Yeah, they told me they'll follow the thing. They're gonna have a show. One of the girls that we were supposed to have on our podcast was coming on our show. I said, I want to watch the match, watch her go for the belt. You had to be a subscriber to say anything. I want to say, hey, it's Joe from Jude's at Ringside here. Guys, can we finish watching your match? I got in halfway through the match. They went right to 8 commercials. After the 8 commercials, match was over.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's so bad. That's so bad planning, man.
Yeah.
Like, all I saw was a hip toss, half a clothesline, and the commercial. And I was like, 8.
But not only for the fans, but just as much, of course, the fans, which is the main priority. They pay to see this, but like, but it's also like the wrestlers. Like, imagine being told you're gonna wrestle a match tonight. It's gonna be live streamed. What happens? You get a hip toss, you throw a line, and then boom, your match is gone.
Yeah.
Like
Well, the
what?
girl said, I didn't see the win. I saw you with the title up. And she's like, oh, okay. And the other girl's like, that's all you saw? It's like, yeah. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I was like, the girl named Princess. I was like, thanks. Now I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's not her fault. She's not the producer. She's not putting this together.
I didn't
But
blame
still.
her. I just was
No,
frustrated.
no, exactly. No, but she's saying sorry on behalf of the company for not doing right. So yeah, kudos
And
to
I'm an
her.
American wrestling fan. Dude, it sounds horrible to say this, but us American wrestling fans, Geek would agree on this. We're hard to please. I can agree this. We're hard to please.
Not.
So my question is,
the UK, they're hard to please too. You know
Yeah.
that, right?
then I have a
we know
question.
you guys. It's getting loud.
I have a question for you guys then.
Okay.
If you're hard to please, the matches that I sent you guys, were they approved by the dudes at ringside then?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
From what I saw, awesome.
Third, you got you got more than you got 10 thumbs up. Remember, I'm third generation. My grandfather was a wrestler. Reason why I'm Joe Panther the third is because my grandfather was a professional wrestler in 1955 to 1965. So my grandfather was in the golden era. So
all respect to him.
And my grandpa, we both say,
good job.
Good job, man.
Thank you very much to you and Grandpa for sure.
He's in heaven saying thank you. Thank you for keeping wrestling good and keeping the world of the heel known.
Not only is your character amazing. I'm sorry, I said it again. He's gonna come after me now, but you're amazing as well.
Nah, keep going.
Yeah, you're amazing as well. So there you go.
Thank you. Cheers to that.
Any day
of the week.
Yeah.
No, but I'm happy you guys like them as well. Definitely, that's
like
my general audience is the same ages as the dudes, to be honest, as you guys, because we have a very mature audience in Copenhagen, and then we also have dads who bring their kids of like 11 and 12. But we are like we normally say kids under 15 is on your own cape. It's your responsibility. So because there might be a chair, there might be a table, there might be some blood, not every time maybe, but sometimes. That's why we put that under 15. It's on you, if anything. But our audience is between, like as I said, there are some kids there. There started to come more kids, which is awesome. They're like really hardcore fans, like the little 12-year-old coming up to me, like giving me the finger, like right in my face, and I'm just like, who are you? Like, what is going on here? Get back to kindergarten, like Jesus Christ, and going away from him. And that worked great. He was so pissed at me. That's perfect. But nah, like we have the 30s to 45 guys, I would say, from there. We have some in the 20s, but not that much, more like end 20s, and then up to like 40. So it is very, the style of CCW is very like rock and grunge in a way. Underground grunge. We're very hard hitting. We're also technical. We're not lucha libre. We're not British technical wrestling. We're a little bit of everything, to be honest, mixed in with the characters that people do have as well, right? So it is like that age range as well that I normally wrestle in front. So yeah.
But it's a couple of companies in America you have to check out. Like we said, VPW is one of them. Victory Pro Wrestling, which is Victory Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
Victory Pro Wrestling is amazing, by the way. I don't know. It's not a lot of people know about it, but it's an up and comer right there. The way they're telling their stories, absolutely amazing.
Oh, great! That's what we build. We focus a lot on that in CCW as well. So
okay. It's not just two guys. Okay, here's this guy and this guy. It's like they try to build to something, right?
I'll tell you my favorite feud in CCW right now if you want to hear it.
Okay.
All right. So it started out actually at my debut as well. I had my bodyguard Cy Mashtrack. with me, and he's this big dude, big buff dude, around the same age as me. So around the 23 years of old. I'm 24 now. I think he's 23, and he was my bodyguard for a long time until he screwed up, and I might not have. Some people would say I might have super kicked him in the face after he screwed up. I lost the title, lost the title opportunity, and then that's 2 years, 1.5 to 2 years, and then from there on, we went on to feud for another 1.5 to 2, with the street fight that I sent to you guys as well, which is on YouTube as well, and with our final match, which you have not seen, but I was sent to you guys after our grudge match, which was great, which was really amazing. And that's, we talking 3.5 to 4 years of storyline building here over time with the whole thing.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
you should really check out CCW as well.
I'm definitely that. It seems
okay. Go geek, and then I'll talk.
Yeah, CCW looks like something I would definitely check out with the stories and everything like that. You guys tell good stories, so
we mostly on Facebook, and we do like these vignettes and trailer like videos. I actually do make a lot of them myself as well. So we do make these kind of build up and explanations. A lot of it is in Danish. Some of it is in English as well. We have an English announcer from America as well. I don't remember where he's from exactly, but he's great. So we have him as announcer to give the full look of CCW wrestling. That's amazing.
Just tell your owner about us. Like we're actually having an owner from an all women's promotion at the end of October. We love interviewing owners, CEOs, general managers from promotions. It helps us get out there further in the world of wrestling.
Please tell him to book me for his next women's show, because that's a great way to get a lot of fucking heat.
Yeah.
Beating on women. There you go.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. They're getting us flagged.
We're at that, guys.
All right. But if you have to go, you have to go.
It's all good.
It's not. Oh, it's still good. How long we got?
There we go. Yeah, still good.
Still good. So yeah. But do you have any stories that you want to tell from the ring that you have, or?
Not in particular. Unless it's like if you have like a subject or something, then I might figure something out. But I know I don't have anything in particular to tell from a ring experience. Just like different stuff happening, like taking huge bumps, like almost shitting myself, going through like a top rope back suplex kind of thing. That was really, really, I landed so high on my neck. That was awful. Jesus, I just flipped over on my belly straight after. But no, not really anything. Oh yeah, I actually do. Oh, that's, what am I doing? I got my hair cut off in the ring.
What?
At a CCW show. So I might not have attacked Simon Ashford with a chair during our feud, and I might not have tried to cut his hair off before his real life brother stopped me, and resulting in me getting a choke slam, actually 2 choke slams, ruining half of my beautiful Mr. Universe jacket, and which ended up with the fans. I guess I always blame it on the fans, because they persuade, like they riled up Simon to do it, because they were literally like, cut his hair. I think the clip is on the CCW Facebook page as well. You can go see. It's a couple of years old. And he cut off my ponytail. I used to have long hair back then, long curly locks,
Yeah, man, you're really hated over there.
Really? Really, they do not care for me one bit.
Man,
they do not care for
Mr.
me.
Universe, you have to come to America, man.
Oh, I would love to, man. I hope I could spread some true class to the American scene. I would love to.
I would love to see you in VPW, man. I think you'd fit in very well over there.
Give me their plugs. I'll hit them up for sure.
All right. Definitely, man. Definitely. Do you have a favorite TV show that you enjoy, or?
Well, at the moment, Peaky Blinders on Netflix is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch. It's like a gangster series from like, what is it, 1930s, 40s, around that, in Birmingham, England. In England.
I haven't seen it, but
you should go check it out. It's really cool.
What's
it
called?
really cool. Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders. Okay, I
Peaky
gotta check that
fucking
out.
Blinders.
My,
There you
my,
go.
my favorite show, absolutely love Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay. If we go in that wagon, I'm a South Park guy.
South Park guy, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
South Park.
I'm into Rick and Morty as well. That's cool as well. But I think I've rewatched the South Park, like it's my fifth rewatching time now
Uh-huh,
of all series, like
uh-huh.
every single one of them.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, Rick and Morty is my absolute right now my favorite cartoon right now ever. I'm like, geez, this show is so freaking smart and so well written. I'm like, the directors, I'm sorry to say this, they must have been doing something when they
yeah,
were
there must have been on something, that's for sure.
writing the show, because I'm like, geez, man, there's like all these alien creatures and stuff like that you would never see. It's like, but it's freaking funny and it's well written.
Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy it as well. Rick and Morty is really funny. It has very adult humor. What I really like about South Park is like the society things they pull into it. Like they always take what's current right now. So when Trump became president, like Mr. Garrison became president, you know, like these kind of things, you know.
The member berries were probably
the member berries. Remember
Star Wars.
Remember Star Wars? Oh, it's great. It's great. Like it's stuff like that. I actually just done with that season now, so I'm going on to Integrity Farms now.
Integrity Farms, yeah. That was a great season too. Integrity
I
Farms.
love that season. It's one of my favorite seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like South Park is like an old wine. You know what I mean? It's like,
it gets better with age. Yeah,
it gets better. It's like the first season that's like, okay, this is really raunchy, and then towards like now, it's like this shit got even better.
Definitely, I remember that when they did the whole thing with trolling and with Denmark.
I remember that.
Remember that where the like Danish trolling company made like a machine that would share anyone's like whatever they search on online, you know, and everyone could like just look people up and like I think was it San Francisco or something, so some town that where they pre-released and just locked down everyone killing each other stuff. They can read each other's mails and like people divorcing left and right, and
man,
it's like crazy.
South Park, I remember that episode. There was the raisins episode, which was absolutely great.
Oh, the raisins, yeah.
Welcome to Raisins. Yeah,
that's another good one.
I haven't seen most of the recent series, but you know, most series they don't get better; they get worse as they go on because they're like, okay, we made our money.
Harder. Yeah, it gets harder to like come up with ideas and new plots and stuff. They just keep rolling. Like
South Park keeps going.
They did a whole season. Just we getting a lot into South Park. We got to get back to wrestling after this. But they did a whole season on just Simpsons already did it. Remember that one?
Yes.
All the ideas that Simpsons did it.
But South Park, they keep rolling on new ideas all the time.
It's crazy.
And the thing what's going on in the world, they're just thinking they're like.
It's just like, oh, it's writing itself. There you
go. The season with Randy Wheel on Fortune. Oh, I don't even want to go into that one right
now. Oh my god! Do not even. I'll say people who nag me, they do annoy me as well, you know. Yeah. But what he said is not cool, not at all.
No.
But that's why they're pushing those society, like, you know.
With Randy finding Michael Richards at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
That I can't believe they actually went there, South Park, you know?
Definitely.
But yeah. The Danish episode, yeah, that was funny with Denmark.
That was great as well. well. And then if anyone got anything, any questions, like in the chat, any questions, something, just like don't be afraid to spew them out there. Please don't. Anything wrestling wise that I might be able to answer, experiences, anything, just throw it. Don't be afraid.
Favorite tag team growing up. Favorite tag team growing up.
Oh, favorite tag team growing up.
Yeah.
I got into wrestling when I was like 14 years old because it's not a mainstream thing. It was like on Eurosport here in DK.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say favorite tag team. I was drawn a lot to DX when I got into wrestling. That was great. I think DX was one of my favorites. Nowadays it's more like Young Bucks, Adam Cole, like that kind of stuff. You know. And Gibson as well, the young grizzled vets, they're called.
Yeah.
I'll say DX and the Brothers of Destruction, definitely.
I would have to say my favorite wrestler right now is Okada.
Oh yeah, he's so good,
dude.
He's
If
really good.
you had the opportunity ever to wrestle Okada, it could be the rich guy versus the Rainmaker right there. That would be
There
like
you go.
dude, right? That would be an amazing match.
Super Kick versus Rainmaker. No, God, like
Come on.
it'll be cool. It'll be like those matches will be a dream, you know.
Yeah. New Japan, come on, get on that right now, man. Sign this guy right now. We can see the match.
Please do.
The Rainmaker versus the Super Kick. There you go. How would you reverse the Rainmaker? Or that's a secret.
Well, but there is a lot of ways, to be honest. But I think that best kept secret, you know.
Yeah. I always see you trying to do maybe like him going for that clothesline, and then just backing out and then just hitting the super kick right
either
there.
that or you catch the line, turn him around, push him off, kick.
I think the two best Rainmaker reversals is probably the V trigger.
Yeah.
When he hit the V trigger, and then the other one would probably be when Shibata just slapped the crap out of him.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Like, I remember that one.
That match was so. I think that was the most brutal match I've ever seen. One of them.
Definitely.
It has to be at least one of the most brutal matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely.
We had to eat. Sorry, Pete.
all good.
We had I'm half Puerto Rican, so we just had some yummy rice and beans with salchichas.
I was all good. My wife is Brazilian.
We're just talking about him versus Okada. If he would ever face Okada.
Oh, definitely would. Yeah.
Could you take that forearm? Do you think you could?
The Rainmaker. He's
talking. The Rainmaker. But yeah. Well, we were talking about ways to reverse it, but as I said, I'll probably grab it, duck under, grab it, push him off, boom, super kick. You know, instead of the neck breaker, just turn it into the universal super kick. There we go.
He'll be like this.
I think Joe's not familiar with his Japanese wrestling. He's familiar. He's talking about Suzuki.
Oh, could you take us? Good. Do you think you can take Suzuki forearm?
I will not say until I've tried it. I've taken a lot of stiff forearms from a lot of veterans up here, you know. So I'll say I'm pretty toughened up. We're pretty rough up here in the European stage. So.
Yeah.
I try to get into it, but Geek's the weirdo. He stays up till like 2:00 in the morning waiting for Japanese wrestling to start. I'm like, if I stayed at his house and he's like on the couch and I'm sleeping, he goes, Joe, wake up. What? Pirate on fire? No. Is door for waiting for me? No, what are we doing? We're watching wrestling. Motherfucker, it's 2 a.m.
Let me sleep, man. Now we do that as well when it comes to Mania and stuff, because it's our time here. Like I say, it's 6 hours, depending on where it is in the US, right? So 6 hour difference. So we do that as well, where my tag team partner, he knows a guy, so we normally rent like a whole bio for ourselves, a whole cinema for ourselves, you know, and just like cook in there. And it's one of the guys we know, his workplace, and we just cook in there. We did that a couple of years and just watched until like 4, 5 in the morning. It's great, you know.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah,
you're still alive, you guys. So surprised.
Yeah, we kept it going. We kept it going right here. The two heels right here. The face had to.
Yeah, man. We got into South Park. Got into Rick and Morty.
Geek and I, we always toss in the random South Park things. Geek, what would you think if out of nowhere?
Oh, bro, that was me.
Out of nowhere, South Park just sees somehow the creators see us doing our podcast, and then Kyle or Stan randomly gets into wrestling, and he's like, I heard about these guys on YouTube. They're on called Dudes at Ringside. They're weird. And then Captain goes, hey, when did you, man?
I would love it, to be honest.
They're fake.
Me too. They did the whole thing on WWE. They did like an episode where like they were doing backyard wrestling, which was just all drama and no wrestling. And people got so hooked on it, the people of South Park, that Vince McMahon came I needed to scout talent instead.
I remember that episode.
That episode made me laugh. And the teacher was like, "That's not wrestling. That's not wrestling." I was like,
Yeah, exactly. It's like you gotta get this home, like this gay porn off your phone, man.
that made me that episode because that happens to me at my job all the time. When I mention I have a podcast, I always get the kid that's a high school wrestler. He's like, "Oh, I'm a wrestler," and I'm like, "You are? Like, you are?" And no, I wrestle in high school. And I go,
Oh,
and I go,
okay.
"Oh, you."
Yeah.
And he said, "I said, oh, my podcast is about professional wrestling." He's like, "Oh, that's
Oh,
so sweet."
Olympic. I always call like Olympic wrestling and then pro to differentiate for people
Yeah.
The
because it happens
heel
a lot here.
side of me comes
Oh,
out.
you do like wrestling? It's like, yeah, you know the stuff from the US. You know John Cena. Ah, then everyone knows. If not, it's like it's a generation back. It's like, oh, you know Hulk Hogan. Oh yeah, I know. Okay, that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
the stuff
guys
about
hear
going through
me.
tables and get hit by chairs. Yeah, that stuff.
You
Yeah.
would be like, "Oh God, Joe, relax. You're gonna get beat up." And the kid, thanks, Meme Mania.
Thanks,
The
buddy.
kid goes,
Yeah, thank you, man.
the kid
Make
goes,
sure
"Oh,
you give him a
that's
follow, by the way, Meme Mania. He's a good dude. So, yeah.
he's a good guy. He's funny
Yeah,
as hell.
sure thing, man. Sure thing.
He knows his wrestling. He's a good
Just
guy."
follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back, man.
Yeah, it was funny. He said, "Oh, that stuff's fake," and I go, "It means you're part of the Ass Grabbers Anonymous." And he went, and then he stormed out of the aisle. High school wrestling, Ass Grabbers Anonymous.
It's great.
Yeah.
He's like, he didn't even have a comeback. He was just like,
And go.
"Hey, gone, and it's gone." And I was like, that's my favorite line. Like, when we think we got a wrestler to come on the podcast, and they don't respond on a time, all I can see is that guy from South Park. You got your money, and it's gone.
And
it's gone.
And
It's
Yeah,
like
some of these female wrestlers that like you think you get them. Not gonna say a name, but we talked about her a little bit ago, and we had a date and time, and she didn't show up. And then the next day we find out something happened. But things happen.
Things happen. Life happen, right?
Yeah, but it made me laugh because like we got her and it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. That's a perfect meme just to post today's episode.
I did that with
It's gone.
You responded me to right away. Like as soon as I sent you the message, you followed me back right away. And I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah, bro. Like everyone's showing interest in whatever I'm doing. Like and when it's wrestling related, 100%. Getting eyes on you up here in Europe, up here in Scandinavia, in Denmark. It's a little country that most people just like know from South Park, or for example, whatever, where they might have heard or seen it before. It's like you grab that. You want to get eyes on the product, and I'm more than happy to help you guys as well. Hopefully, get a good episode. I think it's been. I've had fun, to be honest.
Dude, I think this has been one of our best episodes. So
yeah, you only wanted to go 30, and I come back down. I still hear voices. I'm like, are they talking at the end of the show? And then I come back and see the numbers. I'm like, these motherfuckers are still alive.
just for people on, we're not closing the show right now, right away. Do not fear. That's not what's happening. Just
no. Everybody stay. Don't lose the viewers.
Do not leave. Do not leave.
I didn't rip one like as I walked out to my seat. I would have been like, I farted on the air. Well, I haven't done that before, but okay.
Yeah, but sometimes like most of the wrestlers, I get it. You guys are busy, but it's like you respond to us and say, "Yeah, I won't be coming to the podcast," and then nothing.
What?
Nothing. And I'm like, it's like, are we doing something wrong here, or?
Do we approach people wrong? Or like, is it the way we do it is wrong? I don't get it.
No, I just think. I think some people have more time than others, to be honest, and have priorities when it comes to marketing. I see this. I always, as you should, as a professional wrestler, I see it as marketing every time I do something like this. This is marketing for you guys, but it's also most importantly, and not because your guys' stuff is not important, but when you get reached out to, it's marketing for you. Marketing for me. It's like everything else would be stupid in my mind. We
do this for you guys. We do this to get your names out there, and then they stiff the Ghostbusters. They stiff us with the bill. They always you think they went in the bathroom to go take a leak, and they really jumped out the window with us with the bill.
What's up,
That's our buddy. That's one of our buddies from college. The Thunderfeet. He's a good guy.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
You
So,
can give him
man,
a follow too. So
It's always
yeah.
it's always
Again,
like that.
give me a follow on Twitter. I'll give you one back.
There you go, Gee. There you go. There you go.
Any wrestling related questions from the chat here on the probably the last 15 minutes?
Here you go, guys. Go.
Rapid
Human
fire.
Mania,
Let's
you
go.
know you got a
Rapid
ton.
fire.
You're the king
We
of
know
that.
we know he has a ton of Mania.
Human Mania is like the king of the rando questions, the good wrestling questions.
Yeah, he has good
Come on,
ones.
don't get cold feet, Human Mania. Let's go. Choppy, choppy.
Thunder
Thunder
feet. We
feet,
know.
you're good with that too, man. Oh God, they both got cold feet. I guess because it's
Let me say,
Sunday.
let me put one for you guys. I can answer myself. What's your favorite wrestler of all time? Like the
Oh boy,
D1 wrestler of all time?
you go first.
Right now or all time?
All time. All
All
time.
time. For all time, it's
It's
got to be
like that hard.
Triple H.
Triple H. Yeah.
Triple H.
Mine all time. I as being partial to a grandfather of lucha. Like my all time favorite wrestler is my height, and he wears a mask. And it's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Did that great guy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And
really,
also the one that got me to want to like jokingly love heels in the goofy way is Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels was a great heel. Also a great dick in real life, as I can hear back in those days.
Yeah.
I heard I heard that too. That he had an attitude backstage and stuff like that. And
Everyone makes mistakes, you know. It's
Yeah.
like everyone learns through life. It's just a matter of when do you do and when do you learn, right? In life.
Yeah.
I'll say mine is the guy who got me into wrestling, and that'll be the Undertaker. Remember my first ever. I started a lot of the European like wrestlers up here. We did a lot of interviews with UK podcasts as well from the Scandi Grabs from Scandinavia. And a lot of wrestlers up here got into wrestling via video game. So like the WWE games, SmackDown versus Raw, and that's how I got introduced. I was at a friend's place. He had the game. We were playing a little. You can create your own storyline and shit. And I was like, oh, it's cool. I'm gonna make my guy have a suitcase. I didn't know shit about Money in the Bank or whatever, you know, nothing. But then he took me downstairs to his computer and he showed me videos of the Undertaker. And I remember watching Randy Orton just won a big match. A lot of people in the ring celebrating. Dung, casket goes out. Lightning strikes the casket. It goes on fire. He's just standing there. The door gets kicked open and he just walks out, the Undertaker, in like smoke and flames surrounding him. And he goes to the ring and just clears it. Boom, boom, chokeslam, tombstone, everything. I was like, wow, that was cool.
He
Like,
had some old matches that you have to check out. His original matches, like him versus one of his first matches, is that. Oh my God, you have to go back and watch it. It's a Survivor Series match, his debut match.
Oh, the debut with $1 Million Man, yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah.
He
Definitely.
just clears that whole Survivor Series team, all those legends. I'm like,
I'm young, but I'm old school when it comes to my wrestling knowledge. I'm 24, but like sometimes I feel 40 something inside when it comes to.
That's why I'm Mr. Old School, and I always certain wrestlers. I'll say this, and I haven't did it in a while. I'm dugging you, old school like me. You like the old school wrestling, so I'm digging you to the old school like me.
That is a big blessing to get.
Mr. Universe,
thank you.
Who currently is your favorite wrestler right now?
Oh, I'll say Sammy Guevara, to be honest.
Sammy Guevara,
yeah, Sammy Guevara. He's great. You know, like Moxley had me for a time. Then I feel like he kind of died a little, the hype around Moxley. Adam Cole had me. Adam Cole is one of my favorites. Oh, his new theme song. Jesus, that's good. It's all about the boom. It's so great.
I used that as one of our promo things on Instagram. I was like, I have to use this as one of our like.
It was so great. I'll say Sammy. I say currently, like looking at also the young, I'll say Sammy Guevara, but it's very hard to pick. Now I'm picking him because he's currently the one I'm following right now for like a long time, showing interest and looking at his works and at his wrestling. So I'll say him. But like you got people like Jericho, you got people like Punk back. You know, you got people in the WWE still. That's really, really great. You got Randy, you got Edge. You know, like. It's hard to choose, but I'll say Sammy right now because I'm obsessed with Sammy right now.
There's 3 people that you're gonna see in the next 5 to 10 years, and Joe knows who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
right. and then from Long Island. One, well, he's not really Long Island. He's Chicago, but
Mm.
his name is T.J. Crawford.
Oh, he's a great. You have to look him up. He's got some great
Oh, yeah?
matches.
T.J. Crawford.
Mm.
Him, Eric James, and Ryan Gallone. Telling you right now. And I would say VSK, but he's starting to make it right now in Impact.
Awesome.
But yeah, those 3 guys, you're gonna see them in the next 5 to 10 years.
I hope that will be true.
And
Indeed.
if it doesn't happen, what is?
I'll be back here in 5 to 10 years, and we'll talk about it.
No,
And you'll probably you'll face them probably by then.
I hope so. I do hope so.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. I'm saying you'll be, and you're gonna be one of them probably. Most likely, it's gonna be like the next 5 to 10 years, be an up and comer. So,
Hope so.
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming matches you want to promote or promotions?
We got for the Danish people, Scandinavian, Swedish watching, if there is any. We got a show in, what's that? Isn't it in November? We got the 30th of October. We got in Malmö, Sweden. Go check it out, Swedish Wrestling South. And then we got in Copenhagen Championship Wrestling in November at some point. I think it's the 6th of November, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 6th of November, Saturday. Go check that out. Like you wanna be in on that if you're in the area for sure.
Yeah. And do you have any merch or people can find you anywhere?
Oh no, man, I don't need to sell merch. I'm sorry to tell you. A lot of people keep asking about merch, and it's like, why do I need to sell merch? Do I look like I need money? It's like,
no.
like then it would be to please the fans who so genuinely hate me in Denmark. Why would I sell merch?
What would you give me? Anything?
What would I get out of it? A few bucks here and there?
It's like, yeah, people don't have money in Denmark. You have all the money. There you go, right?
Sadly not. Sadly not. Almost. Sadly not.
You're loaded right there.
Yeah, I got what I need. Let's say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where can people find you if they must?
Oh, please, on like all platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube as well. Go watch some of my matches. It has 3 or 4 out there now. And of course on the CCW, Facebook and YouTube. Just look up like Copenhagen Championship Wrestling, or look up Pete Phoenix on Mr. Universe Pete Phoenix. Try that on the different platforms. It's always like Mr. Universe _ something. Or on Twitter, I think it's Pete Phoenix CCW. So go check it out. Just go search for those. You'll find me for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. You've been awesome, by the way, Pete. It's we thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. I would gladly come back on, and we can talk more wrestling, more subjects. Would be awesome.
More South Park. We'll talk more South Park.
There you go.
More Rick and
If
Morty.
if we're lucky, I could probably get a full show shared in the next, let's say, the next half year to give it time. But I can probably get a full show, CCW show, shared, that we 3 could look through together, and then we can also share for the fans so they can go watch it, of course.
Oh, so if we that's what me and Joe were
As a special treat, special treat for your new YouTube channel, or your YouTube channel that you're gonna create, that you said you would. We could put that out there with the commentary.
We have one. We have a YouTube channel.
You have one. There you go. There you go.
We have a YouTube channel, yeah, but
there you go.
But nobody's checking it out, so there you go.
There you go. There you go. It's a special treat. Next time I'll be on then.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a watch along, you think, or
we can do
that would be amazing. Yeah. Hell yeah. We do live. We do live, of course, as well.
If we have permission from your company, obviously.
Yeah, you have to get permission.
I can assure you. I can assure you that you'll have permission for that. Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's good. So look for that in the future, you guys. Thank you so much, Pete. And we know it's late, and we want to thank you. We want to thank you so much for staying up late with us. And
it was my pleasure. It's amazing talking to you guys.
All right, later.
See ya.
Later.
Peace out.
So,
that
was a fun guest, dude. We kept the conversation.
Sorry about leaving, fans. I had to eat dinner. It was a little early in my house, the Panther house, for the interview. Usually we're like 8 o'clock.
But yeah, that interview was awesome, dude. And hopefully we actually do a watch along in the future. That would be awesome.
Would you want to record it, or do you want to do that live? He said live.
We said we're live, so that would be awesome. But
I'll use my old school headset that day because I can't do a watch along with a microphone like this.
Yeah. But anyway, you guys could always donate to us at http://streamlabs.com/dudes@ringside. http://streamlabs.com/dudes@ringside. Joe?
So I forgot to say it in the beginning of the show, but today's episode was dedicated to my grandma Honey, which passed away of breast cancer. And today would have been her birthday. So happy birthday, Grandma. I know you're proud of me on all the fun stuff I've done in my life and I'm doing right now. We will be back tomorrow, Monday, at 8 p.m. with Kennedy. We're going to get a little extreme with Kennedy Copeland. Good night, everybody. Happy birthday, Grandma.